Hello, I'm SammyP. Welcome to episode 1 of my Let's Voice series for Pathfinder Kingmaker. This is a series where I use the excuse of practicing my voice acting to justify playing video games. Now, if you enjoy this series, if you enjoy this video, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. It's a great way to help me grow the channel. And if you don't like it, constructive criticism is always helpful. Dislike button's right there, and all comments are welcome, just no spoilers. Now, I want to quickly say this is the first episode of a new series. I am still continuing my other series of Pillars of Eternity 2, but I also was very excited to play this game, so I'm going to start this one as well. But, as the first episode, I'm going to be talking a little bit about what this series is, in case you're not aware. We're going to go through character creation. If you aren't interested in seeing any of that, I've put a timestamp in the description. We'll jump to the beginning of the game itself, and we'll hopefully get through character creation and the prologue this episode, without taking too much time. Normally the episodes are about 30 minutes, but this one will probably go a bit longer. Alright, as I said, as my little tagline, this is a series for helping me practice my voice acting. I'm a performer, I do acting, and I've recently, in the last little while, have been doing a bit more voice acting, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So I decided I wanted to do more of it, and I wanted to practice. And at a PAX panel, PAX Oz, a couple of years ago, there was a lady who made a suggestion of playing isometric role-playing games with a lot of dialogue and just turning off the voices and doing all the voices yourself, and you can record that and post it, and I thought that was a great idea. So that's literally what I'm doing now. As I mentioned, I'm already doing Pillars of Eternity 2. I'm still going to be doing Pillars of Eternity 2, enjoying that thoroughly, but I wanted to do this game as well. So I've turned off voices, is the short version of that ramble I just went through. And I'll be doing an approximation of the voices. I'll probably be doing I played the prologue a bit, so I'll probably be trying to do roughly those voices relatively correctly, but there's going to be a bunch of people I just won't have heard before, and I'm just going to give it my best shot. So if you're really excited about hearing the actual voice acting, which is fantastic as far as I can tell, this is not going to be the video for you. But if you want to we'll try and keep this fun, and hopefully you'll enjoy me doing the voices. But let's see, let's jump into the game. Alright. Now this is the first thing that struck me as a bit odd, is I'm probably not going to be playing on super difficult modes because I'm focusing on doing the voices. I don't want to have to worry about also playing to the very best ability in a game, which in this game particularly I'm probably not going to want to do because I'm not that familiar with Pathfinder. I'm very familiar with Dungeons & Dragons. I played 3rd edition Dungeons & Dragons, but I've only played Pathfinder once. Now I was actually running that game. I did it as a one-shot, but that was a few years ago, and I don't really remember it that well. But I do think it's quite interesting that normal mode, which is what I was going to be aiming for, isn't what I would have thought would be normal. I would have thought normal would have been, well, essentially what challenging is. Critical hits are normal, enemy difficulty is normal. I would assume, basically, what I thought normal would be was what challenge is, just with normal enemies, not somewhat tougher. But we're going to do normal, because I don't want to have to worry about it. If it turns out it's just far too easy, I think we can change it while playing, but probably going to be just fine. Now, if you are familiar with my Pillars of Eternity 2 Let's Voice, you know that I'm playing a druid who is generally a good guy. He's mostly there to be... They don't have an alignment axis like they do in Dungeons & Dragons and Pathfinder, but in Pillars there's sort of different personality traits that you can sort of try and build. And for my druid, he's mainly doing benevolent and clever are the two, his main focus. And honest and diplomatic are sort of as a side as well. So he's generally a good guy. He just sort of wants to help people and, flirt with the handsome fish boy. Hashtag handsome fish boy. This time around, I want to do something a bit different. Normally, when I play role-playing games, I start off playing as a good character, or as the Paragon in Mass Effect, or as the light side in KOTOR. But I was actually really excited when they mentioned they were going to have the Hell Knight class, which is sort of like an evil paladin, as far as I could tell, not being super familiar with Pathfinder. So the idea of playing a lawful evil character kind of stuck with me, even though they didn't actually raise enough money to unlock the Hell Knight. That's okay, because there's another class that I was quite... where is he? There he is. my custom portrait. There's another class that I am quite excited about, though I do want to quickly point out with this custom portrait, I've completely forgotten where the name of the thing I downloaded that had just a stack of these portraits, but it was super well done and very conveniently laid out to make doing a custom portrait like this amazingly easy. So I will have the link to that in the description. But I do want to quickly point out that on that they did say that they had the permission of most of the artists, but not all. And they did say that if there was an artist who wanted something removed from it, that they should contact them. But I would like to know if someone knows if this is a piece of work that they probably don't have permission for, so that I can then act accordingly, because I certainly don't want to be using something without someone's permission, and I certainly don't want to be not giving them the recognition they deserve. Because, I mean, look at this is great. Feel a bit sad that I'm not going to be able to get this sort of salt and pepper look on my actual character. But that's fine. I'm going to take away the webcam so you can see what's going on over here, because I'm going to be an Aasimar. Mainly for its heritage. The heritage ability, they get a wider range of stat bonuses. You get to pick what combination of stat bonuses you want, essentially. Unlike, say, like Elf, who gets +2 Dex, -2 Con, +2 Int. Aasimar get +2 in 2, but they don't get any negatives. And spoilers, I'm going to go to Strength and Charisma. They also get this light halo, so they can manifest a halo which creates light centered on their head, and that gives them +2 circumstance bonus on saving throws against being blinded or dazzled. I don't know how useful that's going to be, but it's nice to have, particularly because it's at will. And finally, they have Celestial Resistance, which is 5 to acid, cold, and electricity resistance. I assume you just take 5 off the damage. I don't know. Like I said, not super familiar with Pathfinder. Play more 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, but we should be fine. It's definitely a lot more involved than Pillars is, particularly when building your character, so any advice character-wise would be highly welcome. But essentially what I want to do, as I said, I want to turn into... There was a... words are hard. There was a particular class that I was really excited about, and that was Dragon Disciple. I loved reading about Dragon Disciple in 3rd edition. I never actually got to play one. And I think it's actually a little bit better from memory, it was a little bit better now in Pathfinder than it was in 3rd edition, except that in 3rd edition you just turn into a half-dragon at the end, rather than just getting the ability to turn into a dragon for a period of time. So, you know. But I think the spell progression is better. Don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. But I want to go into Sorcerer and then Dragon Disciple so I can turn into dragons as often as possible and make the most of turning into dragons, while also hurling spells to do damage to people. So kind of like a blaster / polymorph kind of thing. That's what I'm hoping will work. I don't know if it's going to work, but you know, there's definitely an argument to be made to either go like Magus for Eldritch Scion, so you better just go more melee focus, or taking like Scaled Fist Monk, or just a Paladin, because they both benefit from a Strength and Charisma. But I think I'm just going to go just Sorcerer and just Dragon Disciple. I don't know if I'm going to go all 10 levels. It might make more sense to go only 8 levels, because then at level 20, if I've done my research correctly, if I go 8 levels of Dragon Disciple, 12 levels of Sorcerer, I will still get 9th level spells. But if I go the full 10 into Dragon Disciple, I'll get the bonuses of the 10th level Dragon Disciple. I'll be able to turn to the lower forms of dragon, like level 2 dragon, more often. I don't know. We'll work that out as we go. That's the plan anyway. So we're going to be an Angelkin for the +2 Strength and Charisma, and we're going to be a green dragon, because we want it to be a lawful evil. I was tempted to go blue, but I think because I like lightning, basically. I think lightning's fun. But I think green, the difference between like a cone and a line, if that doesn't mean anything to you, it's okay. But the breath attack is either a straight line that hits multiple people along the way, or it's a cone, which is usually shorter but wider. And cone, I find, is a lot easier to catch more people in. So, and also acid has a bit of a sinister feel to it. So there we go. We're going to be a green draconic, a bloodline of a green dragon. We need a whole bunch of charisma, because that's our spell casting. And we're going to need a bunch of... what have I done? Nope. That's what we want. I don't want... 8, obviously 18 is going to be better than 16, but I do want 14 in both Dex and Con, just to have a bit more hit points, a bit more armor. Don't really need intelligence or wisdom, but we're going to get persuasion and use magic device, because we're going to have such a great charisma that those will be useful. Obviously, I need 5 in knowledge arcana at some point. But I don't need that immediately, and I don't need to rush getting into Dragon Disciple. Alright, for our feats, I think early on, because I have played the prologue a couple of times, just to sort of, while I was trying to set this up, and we don't really have frontline for a little while, so I'm going to go with dodge to start with, so that I have some AC, and then I think... do I want to go elemental focus acid, or do I want to go combat casting? I think I will eventually want both. Potentially spell focus as well, but I think most of the acid spells are in conjuration. I should double check that. Should have double checked that already. Haven't. And I'll likely also want to get extend spell and probably quicken spell, I think. Those are the two I'll probably want. Definitely extend spell, so I can use the polymorphs for longer. But let's go with the damage. That is damage, right? That's how that works. No, it's difficulty class. Where did I get bonus damage from? Ah, this is whenever you cast a spell with acid damage, +1 damage per dice. Okay. So that makes it harder to resist. Good. Gina's not going to really affect that, because that's a touch attack. Not a DC. I thought that was a DC. Isn't the other one a DC? No. It's alright. There's probably acid spells that require a DC. I don't know. That or I've already completely busted. Made a mistake already. I'll want enlarged person at some point. Most of the buff things are probably going to be quite useful, but I want to do... Maybe I want to do a bit of blasting as well. And maybe I'm spreading myself too thin. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with Pathfinder. But I'm sure it'll be fun. Alright, like I said, I've done the prologue a couple of times. I didn't notice you could put a birth date in. We're going to be pragmatic, by the way. What is the... Okay. I don't know what this does, if anything. Do they celebrate your birth? What's the... Is the calendar just our calendar? Just with different month names? Yeah? Or like... Oh, okay, yeah. It is just... It's just our calendar with different month. Okay. So we got Abadius, Calistral, Farast, Gosran, Deesnuz. I regretted doing that as soon as I said it. I apologize. Let's do this properly. Desnus, Serenith. Are these named after the gods? Erastus? Because isn't Serendai, Arodus, Rova, Lamashan, Neth, Kuthona, You know what? 28th of cholesterol. Sounds like a good date. Name. Go away, alignment. Name, Verthan. And like I said, lawful evil. I'm hoping to play him someone who wants to be in control, feels like he deserves to be in control, and wants to use the laws of the land as a form of control. And definitely believes that he should be in control and rule with an iron fist. Alright, I think we're done. I think we're done. Fantastic. Alright, let's get to it. You can find previous cues from the current dialogue by scrolling up in the dialogue window. Thank you, game. That's the thing, though. From what I've seen, the game doesn't do that good a job of telling you certain things, like explaining some of the things. Like, there's some stuff that I'm because I'm familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, I sort of just take for granted. But I don't think it ever does it explain to you how rolling works. I don't think it, or what the feats were, or I don't know. Anyway. I like this because there's the conceit, and it'll happen almost immediately, but our bard friend, Lindsay, here, is basically writing the whole story down. So everything is done from her book. And it's not actually your journal for quest, it's her journal, which I quite like. So we'll do all that as in a Lindsay voice, I guess, which is very excited and sort of bouncy. And our story started in the mansion of an Aldori Swordlord. Drawn by the promise of a most dangerous task and an equally substantial reward, heroes of all stripes gathered here. Welcome back to anyone, by the way, who just clicked on the timestamp. Oh, where are they? This is taking forever. They didn't even say what this was for. Just that the Aldori... Well, they're looking for heroes. I'm doing this far too deep. Who are the Aldori anyway? Rich folk? Ah, she's a barbarian. God, he's got such a punchable face. If you can't be patient, no one's keeping you here. Just go back to your mountains or whatever hole you crawled out of. The Aldori Swordlords run the premier school for the dueling arts. They're also the richest and most influential group in this part of Brevoy. Take that tone with them, and they'll teach you some manners pretty quick. The Aldori Swordlords arose when famed swordsman Baron Surian Aldori agreed to train a select group of pupils in his dueling techniques. They ruled Rostland for generations, each as prickly and impulsive as the Order's founder. Though they are considered some of the finest sword fighters in the Inner Sea region, they are also obsessed with personal standing and honor. Brevoy is a relatively young nation, having only existed since 4499 AR, whatever that means. The history of Brevoy before this time is the history of two often warring nations, Isia and Rostland. The coming of Chorrol the Conqueror changed all of this. After securing the defeat and surrender of two nations, Chorrol christened his family House Rogavia. Its rule ended with the mysterious disappearance of every member of House Rogavia in 4699 AR, leaving Brevoy in a precarious political position. All right, you purple toad. Just shut your trap. And if you can't, I'll help you. Hush! Quiet! They're coming! Greetings, everyone. I am Swordlord Jamandi Aldori, and this is Lord Mayor Yosef Selamus of Restov. Welcome to my mansion. Yep. Restov is one of the two largest cities in the fertile region of Rostland in southern Brevoy. Lord Mayor Yosef Selamus leads the city, which is a trade and cultural center that borders the river kingdoms, the Shrike River, and the Stolen Lands. As the birthplace of the Aldori dueling style, Excuse me. The city boasts several Aldori and Taldan dueling schools, which has led to the city being a favoured place for young nobles to practice dueling championships. Most prominent among them is the Aldori Academy, widely regarded as the region's finest war college. The mayor, a middle-aged man with bushy sideburns and a monocle, wears a beaming smile. "We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for responding to our call. You may be few, but that's unavoidable. We need only the best of the best for this task, and I see true heroes standing before me, strong and fearless, exactly what Restov needs." Thank you, Lord Mayor. Now to the point. South of here, just beyond Brevoy's border, lies a region known as the Stolen Lands. Stolen Lands are an almost wholly unsettled region of the northeastern section of River Kingdoms, bordering the nation of Brevoy and serving as a buffer between Brevoy and the River Kingdoms. Traditionally, the haunt of bandits and monstrous humanoids, the Stolen Lands is regarded as stolen by all nations along the border, even though none have ever been able to keep these realms under their control for long. Okay. This is disputed territory, and while it's long been claimed by nearby states, it's never been truly taken. I just read that. I won't bore you with the legal technicalities. Suffice to say that anyone with enough courage and power to seize the stolen lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness, claiming dominion, well, none of the neighbouring states would be able to challenge it. Of course, Restov would be first to recognise the legitimacy of this new state, as well as the noble title of its founder. Unfortunately, one serious obstacle stands between you and this title. A gang of bandits hold sway in the Stolen Lands. Their chief, who they call the Swordlord, considers himself the rightful owner of these lands, and no one has been able to challenge his power. Bring me his head, and you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands as its legal ruler. Any questions? There's a whole team of us. Who exactly will receive the Baron's title? I will, of course. I'm the leader of this team, after all. Don't worry, though. I'll make it worth your while to help me. We haven't yet begun. You already speak of divvying rewards. What makes you think we'll even succeed? There's little point arguing over who gains the title when we'll likely lose our lives there. Jamandi clears her throat loudly, interrupting the argument. If I may please answer the question? She takes a long pause, waiting for the voices to die down as everyone directs their attention towards her. We believe you're all equally deserving of a noble title. Over the course of your expedition, it will be up to you as a team to decide which of you is best suited to rule. Well, why not just recognize this Swordlord as Baron? That's a good point. As I see it, the Swordlord already holds power over the region with confidence. Many noble bloodlines were started by bandits who just got lucky, weren't they? The Swordlord's gaze is chilling as she responds. Perhaps, but we do have standards to maintain. This room has seen many celebrations of adventurers and even those who just got lucky. But giving a noble title to a bandit lord, that's one thing that's never happened here, and it won't while I still breathe. So, you're helping us found a barony. What do you gain from such generosity? Don't ask stupid questions. Why would you even care? Why should you even care? What they have to gain and why? That's for Lady Aldori and I to discuss. It's none of your concern. Your only concern is to swing your sword around, or whatever it is you do. Of course, we stand to benefit from this enterprise. But if you're concerned that we intend to rule your country from afar, using you as a front, please know that these concerns are unfounded. Let's just say that we have a strong interest in the region's stability. We have need of a ruling power we can negotiate with, not bandit gangs, and monster hordes. So what rewards can we expect exactly? The Lord Mayor's eyebrows rise so far he almost drops his monocle. And what reward would you seek beyond a noble title in your own lands? We'll absorb the cost of preparing and equipping your expedition. Once you return victorious, Restov will also allocate you a significant sum to provide financial support for you to establish your country. Essentially, we'll help you build your capital. I hope such a reward is satisfactory. Words, words, words. Significant. Financial. I can't fill my belly with pretty words. Jamandi smiles. Of course. There will also be an official banquet held in your honor. All of Restov's high society will gather to celebrate your feat. Well, now you're talking. Well, seems it's as clear as day. Excellent. You venture forth tomorrow. For now, you can take some time to get to know one another better, or you can head straight to your guest rooms to get some rest. You'll find we've already prepared supplies for you there, and I thank you again for agreeing to take part of this expedition. I wish you luck. Thank you again, with all my heart, for replying to this call. The flare in your eyes reveals your courage, the unshakable will that distinguishes true heroes. I look at you, O champions of Restov, and doubt not for a second that you'll be victorious. So venture forth towards your feet, go, and return in triumph. Oh, excuse me. Hi, my name's Lindsay. I'm a bard, though this is my first real adventure, so shall we go teach this stag lord a lesson? I'm sorry, what do you want from me? No, nothing weird. Don't worry. I just wanted to ask you something. How do you feel about this Tartuccio fellow? I think he's pretty obnoxious, personally. He appointed himself head of the team, and he's just after the Baron's crown, or whatever it is barons wear. Doesn't matter. I don't like him. I think you should be team leader. When I first saw you, I couldn't help but think, now there's a real hero. Someone who will be praised in poems and songs. This... Lindsay blushes a little. This is the person I'll write my book about. Wait, a book. Damn. I should have led with that. Please let me explain. You know what the trouble with most heroes' biographies is? They're always written years later based on the tales of, best case, people who saw things from the outside. Worst case, someone heard about it from their brother, who heard about it from their friend, who heard about it from their cousin, and so on. Adding a new batch of lies each time. Every time I read about a heroic journey, I think to myself, why didn't they just bring a bard with them to write it all down properly? And then I thought, I could be that bard. I just needed to find a suitable hero and volunteer to follow along with their glorious adventure. A great plan, huh? And here we are, with a heroic journey lying before us. So, who's going to be the hero? Some dwarf who keeps muttering about how we'll all die, or that horrific scythe lady, or God forbid, Tartuccio? No way! Oh, that's not a bad plan. Well, it's settled then. I'll accomplish the feats, and you'll write them down. Deal! Alright, I'm going to go to my room to write about tonight. See you in the morning? I don't care about any of these people. They are not important to me. Let's just go back to our room. Actually, very quickly, for reasons that will become apparent, unequip my crossbow. Press G to cancel current actions. If combat AI is on, character will act according to their AI pattern. Okay. Lindsay bursts into your room. She looks scared. Her face is smeared with soot and she holds a weapon in her hands. Help! Help! What's going on? The mansion's under attack. We need help! Some villains broke in and started killing everyone. I barely made it. Hurry! We have to help the guards fight off the attackers or they'll be cut down one by one. As if to lend credence to Lindsay's words, a scream echoes from the hallway. Just gonna let him in? You're not going anywhere. Oh, pause. Dice rolls. Oh no, it does explain dice rolls. Okay. Most of the game's mechanics are based on the Pathfinder role-playing game system. It uses dice rolls to determine the results of actions. Initiative. When battle starts, each combatant makes an initiative check. The highest in their initiative, the earlier in the combat can act. Interesting to see how that works in, like... because they're doing it all in real time. Not in, like, it's not turn-based. Combat happens in real time, but you can pause the game at any time to assess the situation and give orders to your companions. Spacebar. Attack rolls. Yes. Damage. Yes. Armor class. Yes. Alright. Activating claws, so we can just claw him. Move the claws there, actually. Yeah! Tore him apart with my bare hands. Trophies. You can interact with various objects such as... oh, loot. Cool. I got a knife. Go back to the crossbow. Now, Lindsay's journal contains your current quest and yeah, okay. Interestingly, I got kind of caught out a little bit when I was playing before, where I would just be looting everything, because it's a role-playing game, why wouldn't I loot everything? And then you quickly run out, you don't have that kind of space, so I found a lot, weapons and armor aren't actually that amazing to loot. They got someone, we have to help. Look, they're running. Get them! And what should we do with this one? We'll finish him later. He won't get away. Alright. Hi. Ooh, missed. Oh, that was... let's just knife people. Ooh, what? On what? Oh, Lindsay caused him to explode with a crossbow bolt. That's relatively impressive. You're just in time. A little bit longer and I've been... I don't even want to think about it. Can you imagine what a terrible loss it would have been? But it's all right now. I'm safe, sound, and unscathed. Ready to lead you to victory. Lady Jamandi is holding the line in the banquet hall. You know, the one she had us gathered in before. But we need to make our way to her. And along the way, we'll try and save some of these dummies who are supposed to be accompanying us to the stolen lands. Speaking of dummies, the gnome looks back at Lindsay and starts whispering as he takes a ring off his finger and handing it to you. Take this ring. Quiet now, so that little fool doesn't hear us. She might try to steal it herself. It's magical. It'll protect you. You'll need it while you work to defend me. I received Tartuccio's present. Yeah, he definitely strikes me as the kind of guy who... oh, equip an object, double click, drag. Yeah, what does it do? Oh, +1 armor. Handy dandy. Yeah, this guy definitely strikes me as the kind of person... I mean, he's chaotic. He's chaotic evil. Yeah, chaotic evil. He's definitely the kind of guy who would give a magic ring to someone else out of just the goodness of his heart. Yeah. That's probably true. Oh, didn't loot. Knives. Companions. Select a single character, court portrait, or Alt plus backspace to select all. Okay, handy. You go back. Something like that. Now, I had a bit of trouble in this one last time, so we're going to claw it up. But I think... no. I'm also going to cast Shield on myself before we rush in. Had some problem with this particular bit. Advanced combat spells. Casting spell. Click on the icon. Clerics, druids, magi, paladins, rangers, wizards. Spells in advance. To review all spellbook is B. Character requires new spells. Automatically appears in the first free spot. Cool. Most characters have usable abilities, which may be limited to a certain number of charges. To use an ability, click on the thing. Yep. Some attacks, actions performed close to an armed opponent, can provoke an additional attack upon your character, even if it's not the opponent's turn. Such actions include, among other things, casting spells, attempting to move away from the enemy, away from an opponent, and shooting ranged weapons. Tactical time flow. By holding down Shift and Space while the game is paused, you can make time move slowly for better combat control. I didn't realize that. So... Ah. Excellent. I seem to have number of hit points. Ride gets to 0. Unconscious. Characters' HP can drop into negatives. That's right. But they're... Oh, but if the amount becomes equal to their constitution score, the character dies. Oh! In 3rd edition, I'm pretty sure it was just -10. But it's now equal to their con score. Straw hit points. There's healing. Yep. Yep. I wish there was a way to make them run faster. I'm now a little bit paranoid I've left them in, like, slow motion. Alright, we definitely want potions. Dagger is fine. But these armor, like, 10 pounds for a 1 gold thing is just not worth my time. Whereas the bows are fine. Nothing else in here? Okay. Ah, okay. Okay. Anything else to loot? Nope. Sure. What was this? I can't believe it. That could have been us. Well, their adventures have certainly come to an end. Well, their adventures have certainly come to an end. Do it more sort of Italian Spanish rather than Transylvanian. Yep. Everyone seems to be dead. They're all dead, Dave. What? Even Peterson. They're all dead, Dave. Okay. Yep. I'm sure that'll be useful. Oh, it's, what's her name? Miri? It's the end for you rats! Definitely getting a... I was about to say, we're definitely getting a penalty for shooting into combat, and then we just obliterate that guy. Miss, 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 miss. Miss. Ah. Alright, let's go talk to our barbarian. Oh, good. The barbarian's face is distorted with rage. She grits her teeth, and sweat drips from her forehead. Noticing Tartuccio, she swings her sword, but stops it just in time. Oh, it's you. Stay out from under my feet, or I'll strike you down. Amiri takes a deep breath, and then barks out, Blood for Gorum! Swinging her bloody sword, she runs towards the sound of battle. Ugh, barbarians. I think that's exactly how heroes should be. What? Stupid, sweaty, and always looking for something to gobble up or lop the head off? Callistria saved me from such heroes. Alright. Oh dear. There they are! The assassins! This is your last chance. Drop your weapons and we'll spare your lives. So generous. I'm afraid I can't offer the same courtesy. Hey, you are... Ooh. DM, I think that's a little bit above our challenge rating. DM, that's, The DM's just showing off, apparently. They have a cave troll. Or in this instance, a frost giant. Yep. Nope. Nope. Oh, goodness gracious. Alright. Oh, sometimes interacting with an object requires a skill check. A successful check may be needed for a variety of tasks. Unlocking a door, opening a chest, disabling a trap, moving a heavy object, etc., etc. Different skills are used for different checks. Blur, multiple characters are selected at once. The character with the highest will perform the action. Interesting. Some skill checks, like trap disarming, can be attempted multiple times. Others, like unlocking doors or spotting hidden things, can only be retried after a character raises their skill rank. Some items and spells can give characters bonus. Ooh, hi. Stab him in the back. No, not Tartuccio. No. Tartuccio, why? Oh, look, Tartuccio survived. Everyone celebrate. Oh. An armory. I'm sure Jamandi wouldn't mind if we borrowed some weapons. A locked armory, but sure. Interactive objects highlighted. Ooh, composite bow. Masterwork light mace. Goodness. Can I use that? I can. Sweet. I think I will... There we go. Alright, what else is here? Banded mail? Yes. Breastplate? Yes. Tower shield? No. Oh, and a key. Oh. Tartuccio looks at the chest on the table and rubs his hands together. What do we have here? This chest is full of gold. I guess it's the guard's salaries, all things considered. Well, those freeloaders don't seem to have been working too hard for it. Maybe we should pocket it instead. What? No, we're heroes, not thieves. Who said that we were stealing it? We're just, take the gold for safety, so the assassins don't get it. And then we can heroically return it to Jamandi when it's all over. Gold? Interesting. How much? A lot. Take a look. Are you out of your minds? We're in the middle of a battle, blood flowing in rivers as an army of assassins chases us, and you want to rob our host? A noble feat, to be sure. Well, I mean, it'd be just a shame if the assassins got it. Each character can carry a limited amount of weight. Light, medium, heavy, medium, and low. Okay. Oh. Travel speed reduced. Okay. You get fatigued more, I guess. Good to know. Oh, familiar faces. The pale elf looks eerie in the semi-darkness, like a ghost given flesh. I hope you're not so frightened as to swing at every shadow. It's me, Jathal. I don't recommend advancing down the hallway, assuming you value your life, of course. There were a few people with me, and you can see what happened to them. And just how did they all end up dead while you don't seem to have a scratch? Tartuccio eyes Jathal suspiciously. I'll answer, but briefly, and just once. Further scares and explanations will wait until we aren't being hunted by a group of assassins. Deal? All right. I'm undead. These traps are deadly to the living, but they're harmless to me. What do you mean undead? Really? Like zombies or skeletons? Or Jathal gives Lindsay looks at Lindsay as though Jathal looks at Lindsay as though at an annoying fly. As I said, further explanations will wait until later. All you need to know right now is that we're on the same side and we have to fight off a small army of hired assassins. Let's get to it. You can take the... Ooh, hello. Perception trigger... Yeah, that's fine. You can take the lead. Back, and a little bit back. Stagger it like... Yep, okay. Hey, look at that. And I think Lindsay... Yeah, Lindsay has... Trickery. Nice. Nice. Alright, try again. Okay. Come on. There you go. Third time's the charm. Alright, you got this one. I believe in you. Yeah. Chainmail. Ooh. Sure. Actually, what armor are you wearing? Chainmail. Okay. Oh, this is better. Is it? Yes. You can put that on. Scroll of Bless. Not bad. What are you dallying for? I'm telling you, Jamandi's cash has to be here somewhere. Well, hurry up. Stop, someone's coming. Ooh, that was really effective. Where are the Now, as I said, I've done this before, but I suddenly realized that there is probably... You basically want to get all the swords pointing the same direction. And I've been doing it to get them up, and I realized there's quick ways to just go that one. But I think there's probably a thing to get them all pointing down. And... send you in there, actually. So you get them all there. But... just quickly do this. These are all just things to sell. Oh, potion of remove blindness. Okay. We're almost at an hour, so I'm actually going to quickly pause recording and figure out how to get these all facing the right direction so we don't have to worry about that. And then we will continue on. And we're actually going to end it there because the game froze on me. I don't know what happened. I don't know if you can still hear the game audio coming through. I'll have to check the recording, but the game just froze on me and I can't get back to it. So I guess we will finish that puzzle in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I hope you are as excited as I am to keep going with this series, or at least just curious to check out the next episode. Where we'll finish the prologue and maybe get started with the actual story. As I've said, you can also look at my other Let's Voice series for Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. That one's been going for a little bit longer, so there's a whole bunch of episodes for that. And, as I said at the beginning, if you've enjoyed yourself, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. It's a fantastic way to help grow the channel. And if you really didn't enjoy it, constructive criticism is always welcome. The dislike button is right there. And all comments are welcome in general. Character advice is definitely sought after, just no spoilers. But otherwise, I've been SammyP. I hope you come back for episode 2. And I hope you are enjoying whatever it is you're doing at the moment. I'll see you then.